Hey guys, I'm McCaffrey. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I hope I say some things that get you thinking. So grading. Grading is a necessary evil in our classrooms today, at least that's how I view it. I don't believe that grading always accurately represents student knowledge and how much a student has learned, because there are certain factors that could play into that grading might not reflect, such as a child having a homework assignment and not being able to complete it at home because of certain circumstances or situations occurring at home that we might not know about. So, should a child's grade be affected if that's the case? I don't think so. I believe that the child should have other ways to prove that they know the subject matter before I just automatically give them a lower grade because of it. Ways that grading, I believe, is necessary. I've always been motivated by grades. It's motivated me to do well, do my work, go to class, because my grade is affected by all of those things. So for that reason, I think grades are good because they give students that extra motivation that they might need, because that might be what motivates some students. It's that extrinsic motivation that some students may need. That being said, I don't want grades to be everything in my classroom. I want students to feel like they can learn and they can make mistakes without it being negatively reflected when they get their grades. So informing my students of their progress during the grading term, I'm a firm believer in student-teacher conferences regularly, because I have always wanted to know where I am, in my progress and my learning, and it helps me to have a sense of where the teacher thinks I am, and because then I know where to go from there. So student-teacher conferences would be me sitting down with my students during free time and making the time sit down with each and every one of them, and first and foremost asking them where they think they're at and where they think they can improve and what they think they're doing well, because I think it's important to get that student feedback too, and then I will step in and give my feedback as to what I think they're doing well on and what they can improve on. Make sure to praise them for what they're doing well, but definitely let them know if they need to improve in areas, and that way the student knows where they are and they have it in their head where they need to improve and what they need to work on. As far as monitoring achievement during the grading period, I think it's a good idea to keep track of my students' work throughout the course of the year, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and regularly going through and looking at the progress. Okay, this student's making a lot of progress. He's improved a lot from where he started. Oh, this student hasn't made that much progress. We need to work on this, that, and the other thing. Almost like a portfolio of their work that I keep throughout the year. And that way I have it for me to see, and then I can also show it to them. I can show it to their parents. I can show it to the school as a way to show their progress. Effort and knowledge, I think, are very important when it comes to grades, because a student might be trying their hardest, their absolute hardest, studying. I know they are. It's evident in it's evident in how the type of work that they're producing. But at the end of the day, they still might not be getting that grade. That goes back to me sitting down with the student, and maybe they're not good at writing out their thoughts. Maybe they have to write a paper and they're not good at doing that. They just can't get it from their brain out onto the paper. So I would like to sit down with them and maybe have them verbally talk it out with me. And that way I still know that they understand the content material, and I don't have to give them a poor grade just because they can't write it out. And then as far as behavior and grading, I don't think behavior should factor into grades, because you should never punish a kid who's exhibiting bad behavior by giving him a lower grade. That's just not fair, because at the end of the day, he or she still knows the content material. I might have a student who never acts out in class, always exhibits good behavior, and then who gets good grades, and then I might have a student who exhibits poor behavior in class but still gets those same grades. They should be the same grade, regardless of the behavior. And that's not that I'm reinforcing that bad behavior with good grades. It's at the end of the day, if the student's producing that work, they should still be getting that grade. Now going on to CHAMPS and how it increases student achievement in the classroom. CHAMPS is a very proactive strategy to employ in your classroom, as opposed to reactive, where you are just reacting to the behaviors and then dealing with them as they happen. Champs helps to set up an environment that controls for the variables that that lead to negative behaviors occurring in the classroom. So as a future teacher, I want to employ a similar strategy, so that way my expectations are clearly spelled out for my students, and I am going ahead and thinking about what can happen during this transition, during this activity. I don't want voices to be too loud, so I'm going to make sure that with that conversation, that voice level, it's going to be at a 0 to 1 or a 1 to a 2, whatever it may be, because I want my students to succeed. And I can't expect them to succeed if I'm not doing whatever I can to ensure that their learning environment is the best it can be. So I believe that Champs helps to do that by making it holds me accountable, and it also holds my students accountable. It holds me accountable that I stick to it, and that I'm firm with it, and I'm good about making sure that I'm employing it in every situation. And then it keeps my kids accountable by making sure that they know what they're supposed to be doing at during this specific activity. So I think that's how it can increase student achievement. I think it's a great thing because structure is very important in the classroom. I have always thrived off of having structure, and so I'm a firm believer that it helps one succeed. Now, you can't control for all behavior, because at the end of the day, like, students, I don't control them. They will do what they want to do if they want to do it. But I think Champs is one of the best ways that I've heard to try to eliminate that negative behavior. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope I said some things that got y'all thinking, and please feel free to comment and tell me what you think and ask me questions. Bye.